Hi everybody, my name is Krishna Radhakrishnan and I'm going to show you today the easiest way to create a chatbot using dialogflow and use it on your mobile devices as well. So yeah, I'm going to show you a very basic version of a chatbot. Well, to begin with, let's just Google for dialogflow and yeah, this is what you get. Now you have to make sure that you sign in with your Gmail account and not with any other account, because it may not work with any other account. So I tried it with my G Suite account and it did not work with that. So here, so make sure that maybe you can just sign in with your Gmail account, because that works better. So with the G Suite account, you can create the bot, but when it comes to testing, it shows an error. So yeah. So right. So the first thing you need to do is create an agent name. So recently I wrote a Medium blog on 3 opportunities that one must apply for, and one of the opportunities that I wrote about was AAUW International Fellowship Program. AAUW stands for American Association of University Women. So they provide fellowship programs to mainly women across the world to study in the US. So I thought, why not create a chatbot for that? So what we can do is create a chatbot with AAUW. So here I name it as AAUW, and let's see if the name exists or not. So if the name already exists, it will show an error saying that this name already exists and you have to rename your agent name. But I don't know. Let us see if it's working or not. Right. It seems to be taking some time. Also, what you can do is change the time zone according to your country. Right. So perfect. So it created an agent with the agent name AAUW. Right. Now, what you can do is create intents. Now, what intent really does is that capture questions that are likely asked by the user, and then you can make your bot answer those specific questions. So to begin with, let's create an intent here. Right. So what I'm gonna do is, so you have training phases here. So what you gotta do is probably put in a question that may be likely asked by a user. So what a user can ask is, what is AAUW International Fellowship Program? Or what now what we can do is we can uh, put in different questions. I mean, the same question put in different manner. So, for example, some person may ask, "What is AAUW International Fellowship Program?" Another person may ask, "What is AAUW?" or just AAUW International Fellowship Program. So basically different ways of asking the same question. Now the response of the bot to those questions has to be put here. So I write AAUW International Fellowship Program is a program to support women to study or to support movement for graduate and postdoctoral to support movement to study for graduate and postdoctoral degrees in the US. So this can be a possible response to the questions that may be asked by the user. So once you have input the response, you gotta save the intent. Oh, I forgot to do one thing. You have to put the intent name. So say for example, I wrote the intent name as AAUW. Okay, so one thing is just say AAUW, right? So yeah, this is done. So this was the question and this was the answer. So when you create the intent, you can see your intent displayed in the intent list. Now, one thing is when you create an intent, the bot may not recognize the keyword. So to make it recognize the keyword, you gotta make entities. So what you gotta do is go to entity and click on create entity here. Now say the entity name is AAUW again, right? So whenever the person asks for AAUW or AAUW International Fellowship Program or just Fellowship Program and keywords like that, the bot should recognize that okay, the answer to to this question is the response that we put earlier in the intent. So once this is done, you save this and then you go back to the intent, go to the intent you created. Now if you see the entire thing, right, so the entire thing can be selected and you can add the entity AAUW here, which means that if the user puts in these keywords, it's supposed to give this response. Right. Same with this. If it says AAUW, it's supposed to give the same response. Or say just fellowship program, right? So it's supposed to give the same response. Right. You save it and then the intent is saved. So this is one way of creating intent. Now for each possible question you're supposed to make different intents. So say for example, if I want to know the rewards that is provided in the fellowship program. So the possible questions may be, what are the rewards provided for the AAUW fellowship program? Or just what are the rewards, right? Or the user may also use different keywords. For example, what is the award for the fellowship program? Or what is the value for this program? And different questions, different ways of asking the same question. So when this is asked, the response to this question should be rewards to the fellowship program include $18,000 for a master's, then $20,000 for doctoral and $30,000 for postdoctoral. Right, so this is the response that should come. Once this is done, just save it, right? And like I said, to make your bot realize or to make your bot understand what sort of keywords are being asked for, make an entity. So go to entity again, create a new entity, and say you name it as rewards. So the key reference value to it will be, say, rewards, award, awards, value, and so on. So once this is done, save it again and go to your intent, go to rewards, and then select the value or select the keyword that needs to needs to be recognized. And if it says value, it's supposed to recognize that the entity that it belongs to is rewards or award, right? So that should go to rewards too. Same with rewards. And same with here. Okay, so this is done and the response is written. Just save it. Great. So for the tutorial, we'll just make 2 intents and 2 entities corresponding to it. Now what you can do is go to Smalltalk. So Smalltalk is basically how your bot is going to, have some pleasant conversations with you. Say, for example, hey, how are you? How's your day going on? Or, things like that. So yeah, if you just enable it, it's going to get done. So right, now let's just try it out. So say for example AAUW, if I type here, it will give me the response as to what AAUW is. And if I say rewards, it's going to tell me the rewards for the fellowship program. Cool. So now to test it, just click on Google Assistant. Right. Yeah, so what it will do is take you to the action console so that you can test if it's working properly in all the devices that is connected to your Gmail account. So here you can see that this is a version of an example of any device that might be connected to my Gmail account. Here, let's just click on Talk to My Test app. Enter. Great. So let me just ask a question saying, what is AAUW fellowship program? Perfect. So this is done, and to check it if it's working in my mobile device too, let's just see. So right. Okay, Google, talk to my test app.
All right, let's get the test version of my test app. Greetings. How can I assist?
What is AAUW International Fellowship Program?
AAUW International Fellowship Program is a program to support women to study for graduate and postdoctoral degrees in the US.
Perfect. And what are the rewards?
Rewards to the fellowship program include $18,000 for masters, $20,000 for doctoral, and $30,000 for postdoctoral.
Thank you so much. Right, so this is a version of how you can create your chatbot, and yay, so it's done. So another way is, so once you're done with all that, now what you can do is change the name my test app. So say for example, I name my app as AAUW, and you can change the voice of the bot to male or female as per your choice. Here I've chosen as a female, and then click on save. Okay, so that's already taken. So let's say AAUW bot. Perfect, so that's done. Just a second, I'll just put it like this. Perfect. Okay, no. Let's say AAUW space bot. Right. So how about AAUW just underscore bot? Let's see how it's pronounced. Little complicated, but okay, so that's also taken. How about AAU program? Oh no, that's not how it's pronounced. AAU underscore program. Okay, that's also taken. AAU underscore bot. Okay. Oh. Okay, so what name can we give? AAUWFP. Okay. Okay, or more than one word and a prefix. Okay. Right. AAUW. The AAUW program. Perfect. Fine. So that's done. So this is done. Go back to simulator again. And yeah. So you can just check. Okay, Google. Talk to the AAUW program.
Sure, let's talk.
What is AAUW?
Can you say that again?
What is AAUW?
What was that?
Okay, looks like it's not responding. What is
I
AAUW?
see.
Okay, let's just try it again. Okay, Google. Talk to the AAUW program.
AAUW International Fellowship Program is a program to support women to study for graduate and postdoctoral degrees in the US.
Okay, looks like it was already open in my Google Assistant. So yeah, it's working. And all right, this is pretty much it. So what you can do is, if you want to also, either you can publish the chatbot if you want. So for that, you got to go to overview, and you need to fill up some mandatory options. So say for example, so the quick setup and build your action is already done. The third thing you got to do is select the countries that you want your action to be deployed, select the surfaces your action will run on, and then enter information required for listing your action on Google Assistant. So what you got to do is give a short and a full description of what your chatbot is and what all information it contains. uh, then the sample invocations, as to say, here I had changed the name of my program to the AAUW program. You can make as many names as you want, and then it will take in. You gotta also add an image, which will be shown here uh, in your chatbot. And then you gotta give your contact details. And if you're going to publish it in the Google Assistant store, Google Store, you gotta give a privacy policy made, and then put in the website name here. So once that is done, you can just go to release and submit it for alpha release. Great. uh, yeah. So once that is done, it goes for review, and if it's approved, you can release it in your Google Store. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how you create your chatbot, and it's quite fun. And honestly, you get a lot of happiness when it's finally created, and you can make your bot speak. So please do try it out and let me know how you felt. All right, thank you so much. That was it. Have a good day.